Welcome to Potion Sword Run. In this episode, we're going to talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza and the lore, and if it really matters. Donkey Kong Bonanza recently had a Nintendo Direct, and it showed off the game pretty much what you're going to be doing. And to tell you the truth, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It might wear off, but it's something that we never had before, the structural environment to that degree when it comes to a Nintendo game. So, something cool, yeah. When I first saw it though, the thing that I thought, wait, this is a missed opportunity for Knuckles in the Sega world. Knuckles, being able to break things, climb around, pretty much that's what this game should have been. It should have been a Knuckles game. Donkey Kong and Nintendo beat Sega to the punch, beat Sega to the perfect Knuckle games. Especially collecting all these gems and stuff, that's like straight up in Knuckles, arsenal. It should have been a Knuckles game. Besides that, Donkey Kong Bonanza looks great. It looks colorful. It looks like fun. But the thing that, got a lot of people confused, not confused, but maybe outraged if you care about lore, is Pauline. Now, Pauline has been a character in the Donkey Kong franchise from the very beginning. She's been a damsel in distress, like, Peach in the Mario series, you get Pauline in the Donkey Kong series. She also comes on a bunch of other different games, and so on. She's not just a damsel in distress. Now, the thing is, she was already an adult-ish, or at least, older, when she first appeared in Donkey Kong. And now when we see her, she's a child in Donkey Kong Bonanza. So you would assume that this takes place way before she started being a damsel in distress and he started kidnapping her. Because throughout the whole series, she gets kidnapped now. So, I don't think that's the case. I don't think this is like a prequel to everything, It's not going to explain the relationship between Pauline and how it went sour. If it did, that'd be pretty awesome. But Nintendo's not about that life. Nintendo doesn't really care about lore. They'll throw Mario in any situation. He's a do-it-all. Tennis, golf, freaking in space. He's a freaking astronaut. He's an elephant. He's a cat. He's whatever it is. He's whatever Nintendo needs him to be. And it looks like Donkey Kong's the same thing. They needed another franchise. They needed Donkey Kong to be revived. And that's what it looks like it's going to happen. Just, throw him everywhere like they do Yoshi. Throw him everywhere they do Kirby. Just, wherever it fits, it fits. And to tell you the truth, that's okay with me. I like lore, but I don't like being a stickler. And if canon's broken, I don't care. That's the problem that I had with Star Wars The Acolyte. A lot of people were so mad because, not just because of some of the bad writing, which, I understand, but, they broke lore. And, oh no, we can't break lore, And so because of that, it was shunned. Same thing with the prequels to Star Wars and stuff. So I understand having passion for something, but also being, chill, man. It's like it's not the end of the world. It's about having fun. It's about the stories that they're going to tell, new stories that they're going to tell. It's about moving on and embracing change. And so I look at this game, and even though it's a big departure from all the other games, and, even though Pauline is a little child in this game, and she doesn't quite fit in the timeline, it's okay. I mean, I can put all that aside and embrace a new idea. I may not like the new direction it's going, or I might just fall in love with it and just, the past is the past. Those were great games. That little timeline in this, is set in stone, that little lore, and you keep it there. If you ever want to go back to it, it's right there in that little package, But I know this is not going to be a popular opinion, but just like Nintendo doesn't care about lore, I really don't care about it either. I mean, I care about lore, like about, stories about the universe, about, animals, about where they came from and stuff, but I don't care about canon. I don't care about breaking canon. I don't care that, Anakin being the one because they were born without a father or whatever, and then the same thing happened to the girl in the Acolytes because they were, test tube babies, whatever, born without fathers or parents. I don't care, It's like, just tell that story. Okay, cool. Just because Anakin's supposed to be the only one like that doesn't mean that other people can't, experience the same type of life or tell stories about a different perspective. And I just care about, having fun stories, singular, man. It's like, let the past be the past. Let them be complete packages for you to revisit. But don't let the past affect the stories that we tell in the future. even if it breaks the canon and lore. And Nintendo is on my side. And if you're a Nintendo fan, you should be on my side too. Even though I shit on Nintendo for giving us a... I cannot shit on the Nintendo for giving us a Switch number 2. Because that's exactly what it is. It's not a brand new system. It's a Switch number 2. The thing about Nintendo is, when they innovate and they give us a brand new console, they give us a brand new name, pretty much. But when they're just doing iterations or an upgrade of the existing system, they name it the same and give it the number. Switch 2, 3DS, the new 3DS, or 2DS, the Switch OLED. They're just like upgrades of the same system. And that's what the Switch 2 is. It's just a Switch 1 Pro, a little bit upgraded. It's not like Xbox, Xbox, I'll give them credit because they actually do give their systems a brand new name. They stay with the Xbox, but they give it the Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series. Whereas PlayStation just keeps on going bam, 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 no matter what. They don't change the name, because everyone knows PlayStation. But so if Nintendo would have named this the Nintendo Evolution or something, then I would have expected an evolution of the system and what it does. But looking at the Switch 2 and what they delivered and how the interface is the exact same thing as the Switch 1, and pretty much everything is the exact same thing as the Switch 1, just slightly better, then, I give Nintendo a pass for giving us a Switch 2 without any innovations and giving us the same type of games that we could be playing on the Switch 1. Because that's all it is, a Switch Pro. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about lore. If Nintendo's right about it, or they should have stuck with the right lore. Make Pauline a new character, little baby Pauline, or maybe tie in the story and how the relationship went sour or something. Because in this game, it looks like they're a duo, and she's helping her, do whatever she's gonna do. But if you're to follow the canon, she was a damsel in distress. Enemies at first trying to get away from him. He's a predator. He's a predator, man. Donkey Kong, he's not a good guy. He's over here kidnapping people, stealing bananas. Sheesh. Him and King Koopa, are like this. Anyways, I'm gonna leave right there. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace.